What is the president's priority in this case? Is it the migrants or is it the students?
Let's shift over to that Biden guy who you mentioned, because obviously right now the main thing on people's minds is this disastrous immigration situation where finally, thanks to the internet, as long as we have a semi-free internet, we're seeing these crazy videos of thousands of people pouring through our borders, oddly, mostly middle-aged, sort of fighting-age men, and not a lot of women and children. Peter Doocy asked Karine Jean-Pierre about just that.
High school in New York is having remote classes today because the building was needed to house people who came into this country illegally. So what is the president's priority in this case? Is it the migrants or is it the students?
So let me just clear this up a little bit. So yesterday, New York City informed us that as a precaution, they would temporarily relocate migrants staying at Floyd Bennett Field to a nearby high school. As of this morning, all migrants have returned to the facility at Floyd Bennett Field. And so anything specific as to the program and what decided to do and all of the specifics to that, I would certainly refer you to New York City for any additional questions.
So to be clear, what happened was our government doesn't protect our border. We send these people to these sanctuary cities and states. They end up, the migrants, these 2,000 migrants ended up at this field. The field was going to flood, so they temporarily moved them to a school. Apparently they're back. But either way, this whole thing is illegal and immoral and everything else. Ari, these people, do you believe this is intentional? Yes or no by this government?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a combination of it being intentional. It has been for the past 2 decades, and now it's even more intentional by way of incompetence, really. A lot of liberals at the border that are in those border states and that have always been pro-immigration, even they're turning on this whole immigration catastrophe that's happening right now because they can sense that even if the Biden wanted to have some kind of control over it, they don't. And it's just absolute chaos. There's no method to the madness. And it's quite scary for a lot of people that are living down there. It's scary now in almost every major city in America that has these migrants. And if you go talk to these migrants directly, they associate the Biden administration as the leader of America who let them into America that is going to put them into the welfare state, that's going to take care of them. And so really there is this kind of optimistic view that the migrants have of the Biden administration. And let's also be very clear that from day one, the Biden administration has been talking about amnesty. And so this is still a long-term goal. The Democrats are not going to let go of this. And so if you're looking a couple of years down the road, you're going to see a lot more calls to give citizenship to everybody right now. And of course, they're going to reward the people that let them into this country, the people that gave them free cell phones, that gave them debit cards, and really fed them for not contributing much to society here.
Yeah. Emily, did you happen to see the video this week of AOC on Comedy Central basically saying that the solution to an undocumented immigrant problem is to just document them? I mean, that's exactly what Ari's bringing up. It's not that you do anything about it, you just actually document them, and congratulations, they're here.
Well, did she say it on Comedy Central because she was joking or she was being serious?
No. She was being serious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The problem with that, as easy as that sounds, genius Congresswoman, is that we have no idea who these people are. We have, 720,000 people in the last 2 months crossed the border, and we have no idea, let's be honest, if they are terrorists, if they are drug lords, if they are sex trafficking children across the border. I saw a video last night of so many children that were so heavily sedated while crossing the border, and no one gave a damn to even ask a question as to where they came from. This is who we are letting in our country. Now, I'm not saying there are no good people that are seeking refugee. Of course they are. So let's do this the right way. My grandparents came into this country legally. They did not sneak across a border and now get free health care too. That would have been much easier for them, I'm sure. But why is this always America last? Why is Biden now putting our security in compromise for these migrants? Why are our students now being Zoom schooled because the migrants need our school as their facility? I was a Zoom student in college. That was the hardest thing. I did not learn a thing for 2 semesters, paying $60,000 a year to receive my education. And I was on Zoom. And now you're taking high school students that are arguably the most vulnerable students and you're putting them home because you're putting the migrants first. That's America last.